What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just brighten the place and get into this reality chat. Listen, guys, Martell the squatter. This is no surprise to anyone that has seen his character over the years, or lack thereof, I should say, from being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But it was so funny to me. I watched this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and it just really got my blood boiling. I don't know how anyone continues to try to put up with him, but it shows that almost everyone gets to the point where they hit their limits of dealing with the BS that spews out of this nigga's mouth. And excuse me, but I don't really know another word to use for him. I just cannot stand him. But when I saw this confrontation between him and Chris, I was on Chris's side, obviously, for many, many reasons. But I'm going to play a little clip, but the entirety of the clip, Chris stated that he was pissed off that Hoe-tell has subpoenaed him and his wife for the situation. He's like, we're not choosing sides. I can appreciate that. But to be honest with you, when it comes to Hoe-tell and Melody, you have to choose sides. And I'm not saying that if they felt like he was friendly to them at any point in time, that they had to completely cut him off and never communicate with him ever again. But when it comes to right versus wrong, you do have to choose sides. So choosing sides means speaking the truth. And that's obviously what they did when they were subpoenaed to come to this trial to testify. But let's go ahead and get into this interaction.
Yes. So, that's what's up. This is the market to sell everything. Well, yeah. I have to start now because my lease is up in, about 6 months,
Martell is taking advantage of the friendship by continuously staying in his house. I think he's looking for me to give him special treatment, allow him to continue to stay just because he's Martell.
At least once you find someone that's interested, I'm thinking that you'll be like, hey, listen, as a friend, hey, Martell, I'm going to talk to the owners to see if I can get you 90 days to get out of it.
And you don't think I've done that already? But they're not going to give you no damn 90 days. They want the house.
Yeah. I mean, because they ain't going to come and kick me out.
Yes, they will.
They can't come and
Yes,
kick
they
me out.
can. Yes, they can. You're month to month.
Yeah,
There's a contract on the house.
Who's priority? As a friend, as a realtor, you ain't say, hey, Martell, listen, can you help me for a property?
You out of your goddamn mind.
Chris, now what I just asked you what a week and a half ago. I asked you specifically. I said, Chris, do you had any properties?
I didn't have anything.
So what make you think that I can run out here in 30 days and find me something for my kids and I, if you can't find anything? As a friend, you want me just to pack up and go to a hotel with me and my children, or you don't care, or you just worried about the money?
No, it ain't about the money. It's about my fiduciary duty to the seller.
I'm not lying to yours too, though. Why is it such a big? I mean, like, why?
That is not the problem. That is not the problem of the owner of the house.
Okay. The thing is, I found the property.
So when you move,
As a friend, I would expect at least 90 days.
a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. That has to happen.
2 weeks. I just can't stand him to sit there. He wants to keep throwing this friend card as a friend. And Chris is like, this is business. Friendship ends where business begins. And for him to try to make Chris seem like all he's doing is chasing money. So is it just about the money? Well, he's not running a charity here. So for him to continuously throw that in there as a friend, I would say, nigga, you ain't my friend. This is business for me. You got 2 weeks. Pack your shit up and get out. And so go and check in at the Red Roof Inn. Your name is Hoe-tell, right? You have checked into many hotel rooms, I'm quite sure, over the years. So do that. And Listen, I'm quite sure Melody would be fine with keeping the children until you got yourself situated and together. Or better yet, just let her have custody and then you see them every now and then. Because honestly, he's not that great of a father, although he tries to come across as if he is, because that was a sympathy card that he threw in there to try to use the kids to make Chris do more than he even had the ability to do. But they played the little clip of the flashback of Chris telling him that the owners have sold the home. And he's like, yeah, this is the market to sell. So he knew this was coming. And when he was having a conversation, that we did not play this in this clip, but when he was having a conversation with Chris, he told Chris that he was having a house built. I'm curious to know how he's doing that. And I guess the checks over there at OWN are decent enough for him to be able to do that. But how is he doing that when he filed bankruptcy? Isn't his credit shot? I don't know. You can let me know in the comment section because I don't know. I have not pulled up his Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion reports. Don't know his social security number. Don't care to know it. But I'm just saying, I'm curious to know how he's even building a home. But I just thought it was really low for him to try to use the kids to play on the sympathies of Chris, as well as him throwing insults and shots at Chris. They say, oh, so it's just about the money, right? And this, honestly, in my personal opinion, shows me that Hoe-tell was never really involved when it came to the business. I believe he was just a nigga lifting some bricks and some boards, and that's about it when he talks about him building homes, because he's never been able to pass the builder's license exam. And it's so funny to me when we see him in these scenes. We saw him in the scene earlier in the first half of the season when he was at this house and Sheree comes over, the fake relationship, and he's supposedly studying. We saw the scene when Marceau was supposed to be helping him to study. We saw the scene when he was at Black and Marceau and then Tiffany came over, and he used that as a moment to ambush Tiffany about the questions that Tiffany was asking Sheree at his launch party for his cover of the Downscale magazine. Downscale because he was on the cover. But anyway, we saw him at the table with books, and it's like, does he even really study? Honestly, he should just be sitting there with a Playboy or Penthouse magazine, you know what I mean? Or looking at some porn, because to me, that's all he really studies is sex. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? So to see him sitting there at this desk with the books, and it's like, dude, you are not studying anything. Stop trying to perpetrate this fraud for the public, because we all know that you probably could barely even read. There's been so many times where we've seen where he has had misspelled things. He's just trash. So for him to try to throw Chris under the bus and make him look like he's just a money grubber, this is his job. This is his career. He says, I have a fiduciary duty to the sellers. I am their realtor. You're on a month-to-month lease. You gotta go. So for him to say they can't just come and kick me out, I was like, wow, this goes to show the lengths that he would go to try people just to get his way. No character whatsoever. He's just straight up trash. And speaking of trash, apparently Arionne took the trash to the gym. Speaking of Hoe-tell, I don't know. I didn't see the video. I really don't care. But apparently she was very excited and happy and geeked up that he was with her in this place that he loves more than himself, which is the gym. So there to work her out. Usually they save that for the bedroom or wherever else she would bend over or open the legs up for him, or, whatever they do that she loves to talk about. Him being her baby wipe is just disgusting. But anyway, I cannot stand this dude. And just to see him with the gall and the audacity to tell Chris that they can't come and kick him out. Well, F around and find out and see if your stuff won't be out in some trash bags on the front lawn if you don't get up and get up out of those people's home that they sold, that they do not want you in anymore. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.